While I was growing up, the first person who I remember being insulted was Sayyid Muhammad Hussein Fadlallah. Why? Here comes the first question. If me and you differ over an incident in Shia history or in history, can you call me a deviant or a deviated deviant? Wait, I said at the beginning of this that Shaykh al-Saduq versus Shaykh al-Mufid. Major difference on forgetfulness of the Prophet. I ask you, if I sat on Mimbar today and said to you, and I'm going to come to analyze it shortly, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa said salams in the second ruk'ah of say a 4 ruk'ah salah. He then forgot, Allah made him aware of that. What would you say about me? I guarantee you that anyone who heard this, be they proficient in theology or not, will turn around and say, he's changing our youth. Deviant. Watch out. Hold on. What if Saduq says it? Shh. You've seen the bush in the desert? It goes like this. Because Saduq is a king in Shi'ism. He is a king. But Mufid differed with him big time. He is a king. Allam al-Hilli differed with him big time. He is a king. But Shaheed al-Awwal differed with him big time. Have we as Shia really grasped the last 1,000 years of intellectual development? Or is it that we live in a world of black and white without any shades of grey at all? Let me tonight dissect this in complete depth, in order that I don't just discuss what I discussed last night about Muslims doing takfir of each other, but that rather the Shia should wake up and smell some of their own coffee sometimes, about the takfir that they do of one another. Shaykh al-Saduq, bastion of thought, man la yahdaruhu al-faqih, remains one of the kutub al-arba'a. In his own lifetime, he's published hundreds of books, of which only some survive with us until today. Shaykh al-Saduq and Shaykh al-Mufid had a major debate when it comes to aqa'id. Someone says, what do you mean when it comes to aqa'id? How? Saduq is the king, Mufid is the king. One had a book called Al-I'tiqadat. The other replied to him with a book, Tasheeh al-I'tiqad. One had a book called the Divine Creed. It's available in English, the Shia Creed. The other one replied with a refutation of the Shia Creed. Today, in our language, we would call both kafir. Or we'd open offices to curse each other. If shaitan causes you to forget after the reminder has come to you, then don't sit with the with the disbelievers. Shaykh al-Saduq said this is a proof that the Prophet could forget in salah. Shaykh al-Mufid came back against Saduq. Saduq said the Prophet could forget in salah, but could never forget in wahi. But Mufid refuted him on this. Mufid said there's no way that the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family could forget. Now, wait, notice one thing. Some people are nodding at me now. Now they're saying, yeah. That's what I want. No, hold on. Theology doesn't work as to what you want. When I said that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, Mufid said he doesn't forget, people went, why wouldn't people do that for Saduq? Saduq, man la yahdarahu al-faqih. Saduq, king. Why does no one want to go like that to Saduq? You know what we would have done to Saduq? We would have banned Saduq. We would have launched WhatsApps against him. And we would have destroyed him. Because we're not mature enough in knowing our 1400-year history. We only know 300 years of our history, not 1400. Ask any Shi'i. What is the Shi'i doing the whole year? Wilada, Shahada. Wilada, Shahada. Wilada, Shahada. 300 years. We are a 1400-year-old school, not 300. So what happened in the other 1,000? And let me come to another point here. Most Shia, Quran-wise, no man's land. So what then happens is, when a Shi'i has a worldview and you throw him an ayah he's not used to Surah Al-An'am as an ayah. You're used to Yasin and Kawthar and Qul Huwa Allahu and Tabbat and Inna Anzalnahu fi Laylatin. Not used to An'am. Most people, if you tell them, have you read Surah Al-An'am? He goes, bro, I don't even know what the word means. Say, no, An'am, you know, Surah Al-An'am. Say, I don't know what the word means. Say, so do you know what An'am means? And you're a Shia Muslim and Allah told you to hold on to Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Say, I don't know what An'am means. I know it might be Surah 6 of the Quran. So when you therefore throw an ayah like this, already we're not into that surah. You see, the nod is coming again. I love the nod. Because the nod is a nod that justifies what I want to believe. Theology between ulama isn't about justifying what the crowd wants. The moment Mambar al-Hussein begins to justify what its crowd wants, Mambar's finished. When a speaker is only speaking because the crowd wants to hear something, Mambar's finished. When a speaker is taking the crowd towards the understanding of depths, that's when Mambar. Yes, at the beginning, some of these things are hard to stomach because we are not mature enough to intellectually differ. We don't know the meaning of differ. What we know is my way or the highway, my way or deviant, my way or dhal mudil. We don't have the maturity of intellectual discourse. We do, however, with our Hindu friend at work. We do with our Christian business partner. Have a great meal with them and talk about philosophy all day. But if a Shi'i differs with me in another worldview, ban him, rip him, destroy him, get rid of him. Who's saying get rid of him? Not the ones under Mimbar. They're innocent. The ones who are his peers are the problem. Because the peer doesn't want the mind to open. The peer wants it all to be his tashayyu'. Which one? Saduq or Mufid? Who do I choose? Whose tashayyu' do I choose? Someone will say, I want to choose Mufid. You're choosing Mufid's tashayyu' because it's Mufid to you. Excuse the pun. Mufid means useful. Some will choose Mufid because it's useful to them. Others will choose. What's my point? My point is Aqidah Saduq, Aqidah Mufid. Did you get people coming up on pulpits saying, what, bring it on, you know what, I'm ready to... No, relax, Habibi, relax. You go to Oxford, Cambridge, people have a manner of discussing. What are you doing jumping? It's theology, it's this discussion. By its nature, it's opinions, back and forth.